Well, it is 9:59, 1 minute to go on Friday, June 17th. So I'm just checking everything here. I think I've got everything ready to go. Um, and I hope I'm having some of my friends join me this morning. So hopefully, if you are there, you will pop on and say hi. I have two cards that I'm going to show you how to make. And we're going to do those at our class next Monday and Tuesday. So let's just see who's here. Anybody out there in Cyberland, interspace, outer space, cyberspace? It's crazy weather today. It's kind of cool all of a sudden. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. So here we go. Good morning. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. It is June 17th and it is Friday and it's time to stamp. So let's get started. And if anybody is out there, please do pop on and say hi. So I have some friends. I know I've got some friends with me. Hi, Linda. Good morning. Thank you for popping on. Great to see you. I wish I could see you. Maybe the technology will come so that eventually I can talk back and forth. But anyway, so first thing I want to tell everybody is that my Barber's Bucks is going to continue through the end of July. Good morning, Nancy. Good morning. Happy Friday. Thanks for popping on. The reason that I'm going to do that is because it actually will benefit you in trifold ways. First of all, you're going to get my Barber's Bucks items. Hi, Barbara McDuffie. Good morning. Thanks for popping on. So I would love you to be able to come to my home and see what I have available. Remember, the deal is you purchase my retired items at full price, no shipping and tax on that. But then you have that amount of money to spend in the new catalog. So it's like getting twice as many things for half the price. But wait, there's more. Because this is also celebration, July and August. You're going to be able to take advantage of celebration. So if you should purchase $50 of my retired items, then you get $50 in the new catalog, plus you get a free celebration item. So it's a win-win-win. So that's the thing I want to tell you about. Okay, so let's get right to our cards. Here we go. Let me switch you over. And here we go. Here are the cards that we're going to do today. We have a note card. And we have our Christmas card. This is week number 3 of our Christmas card. So that come November, you're going to have tons and tons of Christmas cards already made. Actually, you could even start putting information notes inside little messages and get them ready to be, and put a stamp on and have them all ready for whenever you send them out. But anyway, let's start. I think I'm going to start with the note card. So let me take the Christmas card, bring that over here. And let me show you this. Good morning, Dee. Good morning. Thank you for popping on. I'm so happy to have you with us this morning. So this card is one that I actually found online, and unfortunately, the person's name was not attached to it, so I don't know what demonstrator it was, but I love it. I think it's really kind of an avant card. It's very simple. I did think about putting a message down here, but then the better half of me said, no, less is more. So I'm just going to leave it plain, and I'll put my message on the inside. I didn't even put anything on the inside. But let me show you how I did this. Okay. So let me move this over here. Of course, we start with the basic white cardstock, and I've already got it cut, and I've already got it scored, so I'm going to give it the fold like we always do. It's always nice to have this already ready. Here we go. Nice crisp fold. Then the next thing I did was I took a piece of the new Orchid Oasis cardstock. This is one of the new in colors, and this is the layer that's going to go on top of this. So I'm going to take my little whoops, hold on one second, I got to get my silicone pad. I thought I had it right here. I don't see it. Do you? Nope, I don't see it. Okay, hold on, I'm getting it. Oh boy. See, I always think that I'm so organized. Ha ha ha. Anyway, here it is. Love my silicone pad. All right, and I'm going to take some of my adhesive, and I'm just going to get this on here like this. And I'm going to put this on. So does everybody have plans for this weekend? It is Father's Day, and for those of us who do celebrate Father's Day, it's going to be a nice weekend apparently, which is lovely. And for those of us who don't, like my dad has passed on, I miss him terribly. But I have husband and a son, so that's all good. Anyway, here we go, 2 sons. All right, so that's done. So the next thing I did was I took a piece of basic white cardstock. Now the dimensions on this are 3 3/4 by 5. Now I'm going to bring in my score pal right here, and I'm going to bring in my piece of paper. Here's my piece of paper. So this is 3 3/4 by 5. Now I don't know if you can see on the actual card itself, but you see these score lines? What I did was I scored it. I love the ability to make score lines on cardstock to make it look, just to give it a little bit of extra dimension. So in order to do that, you have to find the halfway point. So this is 3 3/4. So 3 3/4 divided by 2 is 1 7/8. So here is the 1 7/8 mark. So I'm just going to score this down, and then I'm going to come to the 2, and I'm going to do to the 2 1/8. And then I'm going to go to the 1 3/4 to the left and 1 5/8. So I'm actually putting 5 little lines on here. Can you see that? Look at that. Look at that. So this is the side, this is the raised side, and this is the non-raised side. So now I'm going to move my score pal out of the way. But look at that. You can add, you can make your own little impressions with your own scoring tool to give it a little bit of extra dimension. So that is this piece. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to secure this piece to my, and I think I'm going to use the bumpy side up. I'm going to secure this piece to the base of the card, like this. Like this. Here we go. And these are cards we're going to do next Monday and Tuesday. So if you're interested, you want to come to my class, or you want to have long distance packages sent, I certainly can do that for you. Here we go. Can't do the stamping, of course, but we can do this part. Okay, so this is on. Now I did get a tiny little bit of adhesive right here. So I'm just going to take my adhesive remover and pull this down. Notice I'm going in one direction. You never want to go back and forth. If you go back and forth, what's going to happen? It's going to pill the paper up. You don't want to do that. But if you go in one direction, it takes that adhesive right off. Okay, so there's that. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. Okay, so that's done. Now, the next thing I did was I took another piece of cardstock, the basic white cardstock, and I ran it through my layering rectangles. But this time, I used two of the dies. And what I did was I put a piece of washi tape over the dies to hold it nice and secure. I ran it through, and now I have 2 pieces. I have the frame and I have the base. So for this moment, I'm going to take the base piece right here, and I'm going to bring in the Orchid Oasis ink. And I've already taken a little bit of the ink and put the ink refill and put it into the well here like that. And I'm taking my aqua painter, and I'm going to drop a drop of water right up here, and I'm just going to kind of mix it all together to get a light image. So I'm going to start with a light image. I'm going to just do this, and then I'm just going to come in and I'm going to go in one direction, and I'm going to add a little bit more color as I'm going to kind of give it that ombre effect, like this. You can be as fancy or as non-fancy as you want. You can always add a little bit more, like this, just a little bit. There we go. However you want it. I kind of tend to do it in circular motion, but it doesn't matter. It's just to give this little ombre effect. Okay, like that. How's that? There we go. Now that's going to take a second to dry. Easy peasy. Done. Close this up, because once again, you know how messy I am as a stamper. Okay, now I'm just going to put this over here for a second, and I'm going to bring back my frame. Now what I'm going to do next is I am going to take the foam adhesive strips. These foam adhesive strips are great. They come in, I forget how long these are. They might be 10 inches, whatever. But anyway, I'm going to take one of these foam adhesive strips, and I'm going to put it on the back side of this frame. And I'm going to put it here like this, all the way down. And I'm going to take my little snipperinis and just snip this off. And then I'm going to get another one like this. Pull that off. And I'm going to put it on this side. I like to do it opposite sides first and then fill in the bottom part, because you want to make sure that you get all of these areas, but you also want to make sure that you don't have any bumps in the way, because if you do, sometimes it causes a little bit of a bumpy frame, and I don't want a bumpy frame. I want a nice flat frame. So here we go. And then this piece is just going to, this is going to be perfect. Look at that. See what I'm doing? I'm just putting it on like this. This is just exactly like, look at that. Oh my goodness. That came out exactly. When does that ever happen, when it comes out perfect like that? Okay, so that's that. And I'm just going to press it down to make sure it's nice and firm and nice and secure where it needs to be. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take bring back in my piece of ombre paper, which I've done. This is pretty much dry, so I'm going to take this. I'm going to take my adhesive. You can use whatever adhesive you want. But have that. And then I'm going to bring this in onto the base of my card, and I'm going to put it right in the center. I'm going to try to get it as into the center as I possibly can, just like that. How's that? Like that. And you know what I'm going to do? You see these little stitch marks here? I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what? Son of a gun. That's incredible. That's exactly perfect. So I'm just going to make sure that I get this down like this. Now what I'm going to do is I took a piece of basic white cardstock, and I took the Forever Fern stamp set. I love this stamp set. And I took the die that pulls out, I forget which one, what it is. It doesn't matter. I took one of the dies and cut out this floral image right here. Now I'm going to put this on like this, but I am going to use my, let's see, what glue am I going to use? I think I'm going to use my Tombow. And I'm just going to put it, you don't have to put tons and tons of glue on this, because this will get stuck down where it needs to be. So you just, I'm putting little dots. See? A little dot hither and yon. You don't have to cover the whole thing like that. See that? Like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come and I'm going to lay this down just like that. Very gently, like this. Perfect. Pat it down until the glue receives the paper, or the paper receives the glue, whichever way you want to look at it, like that. And let me put the cap back on. It's actually a quilting pen. This is the greatest invention. Thank you, Nancy McDonald. She got these on Amazon. I think it's terrific, especially when you want a much finer lumen to get your glue out. This works beautifully. Okay, so that's that. So now I'm just going to make sure this is patted down nicely. And then, of course, what I have to do next, you know what I'm going to do next. I'm going to take my Winky, and I'm going to color some of these leaves just like this, a little bit, just to give it a little bit of extra dimension, a little bit of extra, you know, ooh, that's really pretty, like that, like such. And then, now I'm going to come in and get my frame. Now the frame is going to fit right on top of this, just like that. Isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh, I love it. So you simply take off these little pieces of paper, just like you do with dimensionals. It's the same material. Pull it off like this. Easy peasy. Like that. Okay, all 4 of them are off. And now I'm going to come in and very, very gently make sure that I get this exactly where I want it. And then I'm going to press it down. And then, my friends, look at this. Isn't this pretty? I think this is really pretty. I think this is a beautiful card. These would make really pretty gifts in all different colors. You could do all of the different colors. Okay, so that has stuck down nicely. And then, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. Then I'm going to come in and I'm going to take the iridescent pearls, these basic iridescent pearls, and I'm just going to add 3 of them. Let's see. I probably am going to do one big one. I'll probably put that there. Then I'll do a small one. Let's see, where am I going to put this one? Why isn't that picking up? Come on, it's time to, there we go. Okay, I think I'll put this one here. And then I'm going to put this one right here, like that. There we go. Oh, gosh. Look at how pretty that is. Let me move this out of the way. I'm coming Monday. I'll take 4 of the note cards. Okie dokie, Nancy. Perfect. Now, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? What a simple card. There's, and I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there is a little bit of the shine from this Wink of Stella, and the pearls add a little bit, but look at how pretty that is. Simple, simple, easy. These would make absolutely gorgeous gorgeous note cards. So then, of course, comes the envelope. So, because there's nothing really that I could stamp on the envelope, what I decided to do was take a piece of the Orchid Oasis ink cardstock, and I took this new splatters folder and I just ran it through like that. Look, it's very subtle, but it's bubbly, and it kind of looks like it should be there. And then, you know how we easily do this. This is just putting adhesive all around the perimeter of the flap like that. And then I'm going to bring this in just like this. And I'm going to press it. Then I'm going to take my little snipperinis. Thank you, Dee. I know, isn't it pretty? Whoever, some demonstrator did this, and I just love it. I think it's beautiful. Fun, easy, fast, and these would make a very pretty gift to give to somebody. So there we go. There's that. There is this. Here is the card. Here is the other card. And that other envelope. There we go. Okay. Alrighty, friends. So there's that one. Let me move this out of the way. And I'll move that out of the way, get everything out of the way. And I'm going to bring back this one. Here's the Christmas card. Okay, so here we are, week number 3, making Christmas cards. I know there are people laughing at us, but you know what? Come November, everybody's going to be wicked excited that you've got a nice stash of Christmas cards already done. And all you have to do is write out your message and ta-da, they're done. All right, so let's bring in the supplies for this one. This is, again, a basic white base, and I'm just going to do the usual. You know what we do, the usual. Get this nice and folded, crisp. Gosh, I love good tools. I just love it. Now, the next thing I did was I took a piece of garden green cardstock, 5 1/4 by 4, and then I took a piece, hey, doofus. I know, please, it's not disrespectful at all. When I call Nancy Patterson doofus, she calls me Dora. There is a sentiment involved. It goes way, way back. We love each other. So good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for popping on. So anyway, I took a piece of this designer paper. This is from, this is, let's see, Painted Christmas designer paper. It's retired. Is it coming back? I don't know. It doesn't matter. The point is, you could use whatever designer paper you wanted. So I'm going to put some adhesive on this piece, and I'm just going to secure it to the bottom of the garden green cardstock. And I'm going to bring it in an 1/8 of an inch on each side and the bottom, just like that. Just like that, easy peasy. Now the next thing I did was I took a piece of this ribbon. This is real red ruching ribbon. I absolutely love this. We had this a number of years ago, and I have a ton of this left. I love it. It's nice and flat. I love the way it looks. I think it's really pretty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some adhesive on the back portion right here, like this, and I'm just going to bring this piece of ribbon around and secure it so that it covers the seam like that. And then I bring it over here, make sure it's nice and straight, and it is. Look at that. How pretty is that? All right, now what I'm going to do is, whoops, this is off, just a smidgeola. Just a smidgeola, so we have to fix this because, you know, it has to be perfect. As perfect as one can be when one is making a handmade card. There we go. All right, now I'm going to cover this with some more adhesive, and I'm going to secure this to the base of the card. Like this. Easy. All right. And here we go. Here is the card base. And here we go. We're going to put this on just like this. Easy peasy, like that. There we go. Moving right along. All right. So this is in like this. Now, the next thing I did was I took the dies and stamps from the stamp set Christmas season right here. I took the holly berries, the holly leaves and the holly berries, and stamped them in garden green. Here they are. I've got 5 of them right here, and then I've got the berries. So now what I'm going to do is, actually before I do that, I'm going to get my message. So I'm going to take a piece of cardstock, a basic white piece of cardstock. I am going to take the sentiment that says, have a holly jolly Christmas. And I'm going to use Garden Green ink. And I am going to stamp this up. Lovely. Have a holly jolly Christmas. And close this baby up. Alrighty. Then I'm going to bring in my little Stampin' Cut machine. And I am going to take this framelit and run this through. Let's see, put this here. Here is the framelit. I forget which set that's from, but look at how cute that is. And I want to make sure I get it perfect. And there it is. And then I'm going to run this through like this. Da 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 da. Have a holly jolly Christmas. And then here is my message. And let me move this out of the way so I have space to work. Okay. Now I am going to put dimensionals on this because it needs to be popped up with dimensionals. Do I have a pair of dimensionals? Yeah, I do have plenty of dimensionals here. Okie dokie. Probably. Now, the thing about this is, because this has to go above and beyond the ribbon, I want to make sure that I put my dimensionals on the top and on the bottom. I can put one on the side as well. But I want to make sure that it secures itself onto the cardstock and not necessarily onto the ribbon. All right, so I'm going to do this. Take the backs off. Here we go. And then, oops, here we go. One more. Is everybody going to have a quiet weekend, busy weekend? We are having a little busy on Sunday. My son and one of his kids are coming down. My older grandson has to work at Lowe's, so he can't come. But my granddaughter and my son are coming for Father's Day. All right, so I'm going to put this message on just like this. That secures nicely there, and that secures nicely there. Now the next thing is I'm going to take my holly leaves and I'm going to place them. Now let's get some adhesive on this, and I actually am going to put adhesive on part of it, and then I'm going to put a dimensional on the other part because I want part of it to pop up and I want part of it to be secured to the cardstock. So I'm going to do this like this. Let's see. Yeah. One on each one, I think. Yeah. Like that. And one more. Here we go. I could have used a small one. That would have been okay. All right, so I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive here. I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to make sure that the dimensional is going to go onto this like this. So it's going to go there. So it's popped up, and it's popped up evenly with the message. And I'm going to do this one. And then take this one off. I think I'm going to do 3 on the top and 2 on the bottom. So I'm going to do this one like that. And then this one. I had to go to physical therapy this morning, so I've started physical therapy, outpatient therapy. I didn't think I was going to have to do it, but I am because I've got this issue with some achiness going on. But I felt much better about physical therapy today. They said that they're going to be able to help me, so that's good because I want to get rid of the achiness. Okay, so that's that. Here's the 5th one. And I'm going to put this on just like that. Now I'm going to bring in my berries. And the berries, actually, the stamp is a berry, 4 berries all together like that. And then I cut them out with the Big Shot. But now what I'm going to do is I am going to put some adhesive on here. And I'm just going to make sure that that adhesive gets tucked on. Sometimes you get adhesive that goes around the image, so you just have to use your little snipperinis and get it where it needs to be. So I'm going to put, let's see, I'm going to put this like this. Yeah, I'm going to turn it around like this, I think. Yeah, like that. So there's one. And then here's this one. You could use glue dots if you wanted, or you could use fine tip glue. If whatever you wanted to use, you could. Whoops. Get that little piece of adhesive out. Otherwise, that's going to give me problems. And we don't like problems. There are no mistakes in Stampin' Up. Okay, there's that. Then what I'm going to do is I stamped it again, but this time I'm going to take my little punch and I'm going to punch out some of these. I'm probably going to do maybe just one. Let's see. Yeah. I'll do one because I did one on the other one. I put a little bit of adhesive on this, and I'm going to put that right like that. How's that? Now, but wait, there's more. We're almost done. You know me. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is take my Winky Stella. Winky, where'd you go? Here you go. And I'm going to color the leaves, the green leaves, because this is going to make them shiny. And holly leaves are shiny. I'm very partial to Holly because our first child is a daughter, and her name is Holly. She was born at Christmas time, but had she been born in June, we still would have named her Holly because I do like the name. Okay, so there's that. But isn't this pretty? Gosh, I love Holly. I love my daughter, and I love Holly. We have a big holly bush out in our front yard, and it's always fun because it's a male-female bush, so we get lots of berries too, so that's nice. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to take my Shimmery Crystal Effects. Now, we haven't had Shimmery Crystal Effects, and we're not selling it anymore, but guess what? Good morning, Gail Case. Thank you so much for popping on. We haven't had this in a long time. We don't sell it anymore, but I have a stash, a good stash. So not to worry. When you come to my class, you get to use Shimmery Crystal Effects. So I'm going to make these berries pop up. And this Crystal Effects has a lot of depth to it. It's very viscous, thick. And so I'm going to do this like that. And then the last thing I'm going to do to my berries, of course, is I'm going to take some Dazzling Diamonds. Yes, her birthday is December 22nd. We know that. Okay, Dazzling Diamonds, a little sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle on top of that. Ta-da! And I'm just going to tap the rest of this off like that. And there is the card. Now, the inside isn't done yet, so what I'm going to do have no clue what the cough is all about. Maybe I inhaled some of the Dazzling Diamonds. All right, so I'm going to take a little block, and I'm going to take a bigger block, and I'm going to take my little pierce pad, and I'm going to get my my Garden Green ink. Garden Green ink. What did, oh, right here in front of me. Okay, Garden Green ink. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to stamp it. Let me get a piece of scrap paper. Do I have a piece of scrap paper? Yeah, I do. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to ink this off once. And then I'm going to come in and ink this up very lightly on the inside, like that. That's fine to me. I like it. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the red. What did I do with the red? You know what? Sometimes is it here? Does anybody see my real red ink? Come on. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Got it. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing with the red. Ink it up once and then stamp it off and then bring it in here. Whoops, where's my card? Got to be careful because the Crystal Effects is still wet. All right, I'm going to stamp that like that. So that's the inside, like that. There we go. And then, of course, the envelope has to be stamped. You can't have a naked envelope. So I'm going to, actually, I'm going to go full strength on this one. I'll put the berries on, and then I'll put the leaves on. Like this. Oh, gosh, how pretty is that? I can't stand it. It's so pretty. Let me cover this all up. And if you wanted to put a message on the inside, you absolutely could. But wait, I'm not finished yet. I have one more thing to do. So let me bring my card back in. And I don't know if you noticed on the original card, I put a little gold bow because, excuse me, I thought it just needed a little bit of a gold bow. So I took some of our gold twine and I made a bow, and I'm going to take some glue dots, and I'm probably going to put one here. Oh, that looks like good. That's a medium size, so that'll work. Let me turn it around so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to put this on just like this. Just like that. And there we have it. What do you think? There we go. I love it. Okay, my friends, so these are the cards that we're going to do Monday and Tuesday. We're going to do this one, and we're going to do this one. So if you want to come, I would love to have you come. Please let me know what you want, because I like to get everything all prepped for you. So we'll cut. You can make as many as you want. 4 cards for $12. You can make 2, 4, whatever you want. Just let me know the numbers. And we'll do that for Monday and Tuesday. Monday anytime starting at 4 o'clock and Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock. So I already have cards started for next week. I'm not going to show you what they are, but I do. So I'm very excited about that. I think this is really great that we've got a really good jump on the holidays. We are enjoying our beautiful spring, summer weather. But boy, when it comes to November, we're going to be well ahead of the game. All right, my friends, so don't forget about my Barber's Bucks. You are welcome to come at any time. The offer is good through the end of July. I did pull some more ribbons out and a few more embellishments, so I have that to offer as well. So that's it. All right, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. A happy Father's Day to all of the fathers out there. I hope you have an enjoyable time, restful, or do whatever it is that you want to do. I sincerely appreciate you popping on. Thank you so much. Please like this if you want to like it, and then send it to your friends so maybe they want to join us as well. And